You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Spirituality doesn't circumvent physical work. You're still living in the 3D, right? And so this is what women, there's like a disconnect with women. This is why women seem like nutty the more spiritual they are, because it's like they believe that all they have to do is spells and everything works out for them. That's not how life works. You're still having a human experience. So rituals and spell work and all these things, it has to be coupled with something you are actually doing in the physical. Right? So, for example, if you want $2,000, it's not going to appear on your nightstand out of nowhere. That would drive you crazy. Right? It has to come through a vehicle, a vessel. It has to come from somewhere, whether it be work, a business, from a connection to someone that can give you $2,000. It has to come from somewhere. The spell work, the ritual, right? That's creating the energy for the thing that you want. It's not used in lieu of work. And it's not all about just working either. It has to have a spiritual aspect. Everything you do has to have a spiritual connection to the physical work. Like, this is why women eventually escape to men, because what they're doing is not working. And this is why women have an adverse reaction to actual physical work, because everything to women is so hard. And the easiest thing is to light a candle and write a petition. No, you have to put some type of work behind it. Faith without works is dead, right? There's a video on Facebook of a young woman who's cooking and she's, doing like suggestive things with her body to appear sexy, right? And I shared it and said, you know why she won't get the hate that Cooking with Kaya gets, right? And so I left room for women to comment. The reason why she won't get the hate is because she doesn't have it. Cooking with Kaya has there's a thing within her that attracts people to her. All women have magnetism, but we have magnetism in different ways. Right. And so, there were women saying, oh, if she changes this or she does that, she will have it. No, she won't, because that's not who she is. Right. Which that share sparked me talking about confidence and sex appeal. You're not born with that. It's worked on. And even when you work on it, it's not going to show up in the same ways it does for others. So a lot of times women come to me because they want the femme fatale persona that they view me in. They view me as sexy and having sex appeal, and that's what they want to inherit. Right? Instead of them looking within and saying, what is it about me that would give me magnetism, that would draw people to me? They want to inherit what other people do. Women think that they can become things by osmosis, right? Where they could just put something on and then that's what they become. Nah, that's not how things work. So even when you see women who say, I don't do nothing, men just buy me things and they just, send money to me. It never, ever works like that. See, work is many different things. Just me keeping up my appearance, keeping my, body looking a certain way, working, being confident in all these things. That's work. It's work, which results in men wanting to do things for me. It's just not my existence. This idea that women have that you just exist, or if you delusional, or if you think positive, things will happen for you. That's not how life works. You're still having a human experience. You have to do some type of work in order to draw to you what you want. And it has to be in alignment with who you are, right? Even this idea that being protected means that nothing is going to happen to you. That's not so. Or women weaponize protection. Well, my ancestors, they don't play about me, as if if things happen to them, that the person is going to be attacked. People do that with karma a lot too. Oh, it's karma. Nah, karma is not a personal weapon that you use to attack people. Like God is not sitting high and looking at your life and saying, "Oh, that shouldn't have happened to you. I'm gonna be vengeful for on her behalf." A lot of times, what you are experiencing is are things that you need to learn how to prevail from for your tools. It's going to be a tool for you now. Oh, I had that experience. I this happened before, and now I know how to, not become a victim of it. A lot of times, the protection that you want is just the ability to think and not get yourself in the situations to begin with. So the reason why I don't talk about a lot of spirituality and woo-woo things openly on the internet is because women get lost in that. Not because I don't practice. Rich, red, witch. Right? But I have a practical approach to glamours and, manifestations and things, because you have to do the work. It ain't just lighting candles and wearing red lipstick and the red nail theory and all this shit that women love, because there's no work attached to it. They think they don't have to do nothing. They just paint their nails and then all of a sudden things happen for them. This is why people think women are nutty. Things don't happen for you like that. Work is required. And anything you do with repetition is a ritual. That's work. Spirituality does not circumvent practicality. You have to actually do something to get something. That's universal law. Even if you don't practice spirituality, even if you don't do rituals, even if you have nothing to do with, if you can be a fucking atheist, work is still required for you to get something. This idea that I'm just a woman and I just exist and things happen for me. This is why life be passing y'all by, or you get your ass beat by life, because you're not actively participating in it. And then you look for a man who's actively participating in life so you could just sit around and do nothing. Spirituality works in tandem with work. Spirituality works in tandem with practicality. This is why, again, things the way I deliver things, women will say, "Oh, it's common sense." No, it's not. A lot of what I say is not common sense. It's just that I'm a very good orator and I'm able to deliver things where it clicks for people. Dealing with men is spiritual warfare because their magic, their spell work is insidious in nature because men are so practical. Everything they do is in the physical. So sleeping with a man, they're doing spell work on you, right? This is where being digmatized comes from. Most women are male-centered. Most women are the pick-me's they hold so much disdain for because men are actively doing spiritual work on you. They're just not boastful about it, even if they don't know they are doing it. Because what they are doing, they're adding the physical work to it. Whether it be taking you on dates or taking care of you or giving you money or doing favors for you or, creating opportunities for you. There are things happening when you are dealing with men. Women, this escapes women. The work part escapes women. A lot of times you don't get what you want because there's no work behind it. You wishing and I remember when the Be Delusional thing came out, the movement. I was like, what the fuck is that? What is you? So you just sit around and acting like things, you just act like it. Nah, that's not how that works. There's a lot of work that comes behind creating and manifesting things. I spoke about this before on plenty of occasions. Things that you buy is a part of your spell work. Looking the part draws things to you. That requires work. You got to be able to take care of your skin, buy certain items of clothing, wear certain kinds of shoes, drive a certain kind of car. All that stuff matters. People try to convince you that it doesn't or shame you out of doing things, but your energy is different when you wear certain things, when you look a certain way. Why do you think when fat people lose weight, they act nothing but up? Because their frequency is different now. Everything is work. Even if it doesn't feel like it, it's work. Work is required. It ain't just spirituality. It ain't just, right, performing a spell or a ritual. No, work, everything is work. Even the spell and the ritual is work. And you got to keep that up. Glamour magic ain't just putting on lipstick. It's everything that you do as a woman. You're glamoring people. All of that requires constant work. You are the ritual. Women will put themselves in situations to be violated, harmed, disrespected, and think that karma is going to punish the person for doing that to them. No. That's not how that works. This is why accountability is necessary. Being accountable for yourself is necessary. Because a lot of times you're having the experiences you're having because you don't know any better. And as an adult, you're still responsible for what you don't know. A lot of times you're in situations because you're trying to get a different result and you're staying in the situation that's harmful to you. Why do you think anybody's going to interfere? Some being or karma is going to interfere with something that you using your free will to be a part of. Doesn't make any sense, right? People try to weaponize God, right? God is going to punish you. God gave us free will. So he's going to punish me. She's going to punish me. It's going to punish me for using what they gave me. Nah, if I have certain undesirable experiences, right? It's because of what I put myself into, what I use my free will to get myself into. Are there victims? Yes, but it's not as many victims as people try to make it seem. A lot of times people will play victim because they didn't get the results that they want. Women are notorious for that. They put themselves in situations, don't get the results they want, and then they play victim and think karma is going to take care of. No, you wanted to be there. You wanted to be in a situation. And if the results were different, you wouldn't be a victim. So you can't fool the universe. Right? You may be able to fool your friends by the stories you tell them or the stories you tell the internet, but no, you put yourself in that situation. This is why a lot of times people still flourish after you think they did you wrong. Because it's not, the underlying wasn't what you say it was. See, y'all don't be telling the whole story, but you play victim. You used your free will to put yourself in a situation and didn't get the results you want. So now you're a victim and you think karma is going to get the person. Nah. Right? Being aware. This is why I teach what I teach. Social skills. Learning how to, build relationships. Not just with men. Right? Men are not that fucking important. Build relationships with yourself. Build relationships with other women. All of the things that I talk about are foundational for you to create the life you desire. It's just not, everything just can't be woo-woo. Right? You're You need experiences to sharpen who you are. You don't always have to learn from experiences, but oftentimes you will. It's to sharpen who you are. It's for you to get skills and tools from the experience. It's not always you being punished or you're not protected or, you know, someone victimized you. Like women have this very like this women are disconnected from like reality a lot of times. And then women don't want to have experiences. Like y'all don't want to actively participate in life, but you want favorable results. How do you do that if you don't participate in life? If you're not having the experiences, how does this work for you? It doesn't. And then when you don't get the results, you feel like the world is against you or somebody is victimizing you or God doesn't care about you. And no, a lot of times y'all are getting lessons and you're not learning them. Or you are being protected. You are given, you know, clues to not do something or to do something. Why do you think I talk about intuition? Intuition is the ultimate protector, but y'all don't listen to that. And a lot of times y'all are getting things that you want, but you're not able to see them because you're just so narrow-minded. You can't even see that the person who warned you about something is the protection you needed. But you just dismissed that because what you really wanted was the thing. And now that you didn't get the results you wanted, now you're playing victim and you're not protected and karma and all. Women, y'all have to come back to reality. It ain't just lighting candles and, you know, writing petitions and putting people on your altar. And you know how many times I saw somebody put my face on a tower card? Like, this is why it's hard. You can't cancel people who are actively participating in their gifts. What are you canceling? A lot of people can't even cancel their fucking bills, but you gonna cancel somebody. Like, it's people are nutty. You got to come back to reality, right? Spirituality requires work. It requires practicality. It requires logic. You got to be sane. There's a lot of insane people trying to use magic and spirituality to weaponize against people. And things are not going to work out for you like that. You're not in alignment, right? And then you can do all of the spell work, the rituals, put up altars, make dolls, light candles, write petitions, put people on your altar, put people in the freezer. You could do all of the things. But if you're not aligned up here, if something is not right up here, then you don't really have what it takes. If you're not actively doing the work, if you're not able to see how what you want is actually being manifested or brought to you because your mind is so narrow, none of this is going to work for you. Again, this is why I don't really talk about spirituality and these things and spell work, and why I will never do spell work for women, right? For people. Because a lot of people are out of their fucking minds. And when people are expecting like miracles to happen for them, that's how women like operate. Like they just ignore things or they act like it's not happening, being delusional. This is how women end up in like an asshole full of debt and believing that some guy is going to find you and give you $50,000 to clear your debt. You think that happened. Like, women are disconnected from reality. And even when things like that happen for women, there's something happening that they're not telling you about. Universal law requires work for the universe to give back to you. So it's never just happening just because some man saw them and they just, something else is happening. Believe that. There's always work required. Spirituality works hand in hand with work, practicality, logic. You have to be sane. You have to be realistic, right? Reality, being rooted in reality. You can create things that are like out of this world, sure, but you have to be connected to what is. Women just want to be woo woo and fantastical and out of the world and out of this world, but your life is in shambles. You can't even think straight, right? Spirituality is not just one thing. It encompasses everything. That requires you to live a functional life. Things don't work out for you in the spiritual realm, right? Because you're not functioning here well, and you're not functioning in the world well. All of things have to coincide. Everything has to work together.